after the tag team title match, we have Gene Okerlund with Earthquake and Jimmy Hart. Hart says that every scientist in the world are predicting an earthquake, and the center will be in Toronto tonight. Earthquake then cuts an earthquake-based promo on Hercules.
He was very sweaty here. Or was it water, or was it certain percentage sweat, certain percentage water? I'm not sure. But either way, it was not a great visual, really. Wet earthquake.
Matt shaking his head again. Not for him, I'm assuming.
This promo sucked. It's just I don't know if it's the Vince McMahon way of how he sees wrestlers and wrestling, and it's like he sees the character first as opposed to like a wrestler. And I just think wrestlers wrestle, shock horror. They're not actors, and I think that's how Vince perhaps might have seen them, is that you are an actor, you will play this part, or you will be this part. And that's why this type of promo comes out, and he just doesn't feel authentic at all, because he's not an actor. What he does is, you could say he is, what he does in the ring. But at least with this promo, I was like, no, just bin it.
I think Earthquake delivers this with a certain amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? Credibility. I think he does it well. I think he lives up to his own moniker as the Earthquake. I mean, obviously they've gone a little bit too far with the whole earthquake analogy in general. But, for a guy who's playing a character which is an earthquake, I think he does it quite well, to be honest. So it's Earthquake versus Hercules. It's a match that goes just under 5 minutes, and the match ends when Earthquake hits his Earthquake splash for the win. After the match, Earthquake hits another couple of splashes as well. Ventura comments that this is the aftershock. Stephen, your thoughts on this one?
So I mentioned earlier on, I started watching just after this, and it was very much in the Hulk Hogan angle had happened. It was very much the right in and give Hogan your prayers and good wishes. So the Earthquake finish is still devastating for me, and it really was onwards and upwards for him for like the most high profile run of his career after this. I thought this was the weakest thing on the show, albeit the crowd did somehow get into Hercules on offense, and it wasn't too bad. For Hercules, things were on the up as well, because he's about to get Paul Roma as a wingman. So I'd say that was an upward step from a babyface with kind of powder blue pants on. So yeah, good luck to him.
This was dreadful. This was so bad. It was far and away the worst thing on the show. I mean, I'm going to try and pick some nice little gems out of it, which I managed to find on commentary, to be fair. I mean, one thing that I was amazed by to start with is apparently at this time, Earthquake was undefeated. How and why? Okay, whatever. I thought that was interesting. But not only that, he sent 28 men to the hospital. I was like, that's a very specific number of people who he supposedly sent to the hospital. Interesting fact, why not? But yeah, then we actually get the match itself. And I tell you what, those, you call them splashes. Oh my God.
I didn't call them splashes. The WWE did.
True. Okay. Yes, they did call them splashes. I mean, okay. Again, I know there's probably an element of he's really trying to, protect his opponent, trying to protect his opponent as well. But my God, were they awful? And it's just one of those things that just sticks out like a sore thumb. It just immediately takes me out and think that's not real. And then not only that, but he hit it again post-match, which I was like, okay, great. And even better, they decided to replay it. So I thought, not only did you do wrong twice, but you decided to show us in a replay. So well done.
Yeah, this is another match similar to the opener, where they're just trying to get Earthquake over. That's it. Like, Earthquake is due for a summer program, an autumn program with Hogan. So they're trying to make sure that he's able to have that summer program and have the big match at SummerSlam with Hogan, and they've got to do it somehow. So this is how they've done it. I think John Tenta did the best he could with the things he was given, not just the gimmicks, but the look that he had, the God-given things that he was given, if you see what I mean. He wasn't an athlete. He wasn't a good-looking man. He was, I think, like something like 24 or 5 at this point. He's already bald. He looks about 50. It's ridiculous. And he was then given the Earthquake gimmick and the Shark gimmick, Golga, and, various other pieces of rubbish. And with all that, I think he was a pretty decent promo. He wasn't a terrible wrestler, not in the way certain people were at this time. And I think he did his absolute best with very little that he was given, to be perfectly honest.
I'm sure he's a nice guy and everything, and I'm sure he did, but he's just not a very good wrestler.
He's not. I don't think he's a bad one. I just think that maybe the move in particular is the big problem you're having with him, the end move, because I think the rest of what he did was actually pretty decent, especially for a big. I mean, he's better than One Man Gang, who's also on the show. He's way better than the tag team partner he would later get, which is Typhoon. Way better. So I think he's a decent he's decent. He just didn't have a lot going for him in the first place.